what does Ruth say? It's like, Miley Cyrus, you look like you already done had yours. You better get your country ass back indoors. We don't want to see all that.
Hey, welcome to Main Pod Girl, a podcast made by Popheads for Popheads. Every episode we'll be diving into all kinds of pop culture topics with some of our favorite artists and music commentators. I'm your host, AJ Marks. And this is going to be an iconic episode for the show because we're talking all things Miley Cyrus. Think of it less as a comprehensive timeline of her career and more like a nostalgia tour with me and 3 other tour guides. That's right, we have not 1, not 2, but 3 of my favorite YouTubers here today. I like to think of them as my fellow pop historians. First up, we have a pop culture YouTuber with her videos on Britney Spears, Jersey Shore, Amanda Bynes, and the Juno Effect, each racking up millions of views. If you listen to this podcast regularly, you'll recognize her from our VMAs episode, our Katy Perry episode, or our Lady Gaga episode, or all of the above. It's Mila Tequila! Next up is another YouTuber who's documented the lore and scandals of Halsey, Fifth Harmony, 5 Seconds of Summer, Madison Beer, Debbie Ryan, and Demi Lovato. She's new to the show. Please welcome Ashley Norton. And last but not least is a YouTuber and podcaster known for his commentary on all the main pop girlies, as well as his unhinged recaps of Glee and Pretty Little Liars. He was last on the Lady Gaga episode, and his channel just hit 1 million subscribers. Please welcome Mike's Mike. So let's get down to business to discuss the Huns. Miley's career, as kind of like an overview, I feel like it broadly has like 5 eras.
So I was thinking the first era was like Hannah Montana, Meet Miley Cyrus, Breakout. The second era was like Time of Our Lives, Can't Be Tamed. The third one being Bangerz and Dead Petz. And then the fourth one being Younger Now, She Is Coming, Plastic Hearts. And the fifth one is all the recent stuff.
Era number 4, Rachel, show me to me, please. Like, that's the one.
And it's the floppiest of all the eras too, but we'll get to that.
That's how you know it's the best one.
Famously.
Should we start with the casting process of Hannah Montana?
Well, yes.
She was like, what, 13 years old when she auditioned or something?
She was 11.
Yeah, she was really young, and they didn't give her the role because she was so young. And then she was relentless and wouldn't take no for an answer and ended up getting it because they loved the chemistry between her and her dad on camera so much. And they were like, this is perfect. We're never going to find this casting.
Do we know who the other options were?
It was Taylor Momsen, who was
Queen.
Cindy Lou Who.
Oh my God.
You have Daniela Monet, aka Trina from Victorious.
Fierce.
JoJo, who I talked to about this. She was like, I don't remember that.
Yeah. I think it was more like the casting directors talked about her without really ever talking to her.
Right.
Yeah, so here's a clip of when JoJo was first on Main Pod Girl and what she had to say about being cast in Hannah Montana.
Also, I learned that you were offered a role on Hannah Montana.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. I really don't remember, but I just remember my mom talking about it, and people like to run with that now that I was offered Hannah Montana. I don't know if it was a real offer. I don't know if it was just a conversation. I don't remember.
Interesting.
I would not have done it justice like Miley Cyrus did. It wouldn't have worked. It would not have worked. So I'm so glad that they didn't go with me because I would have tanked it.
But then I DM'd Lisa London, who is the casting director, and we had a little chat. And she was talking about how she... Hold on. Let me actually pull up the receipts.
This is so Minheejin live conference. I don't know how, into K-pop you guys are, but this is so relevant, bringing up the receipts.
Let me actually just pull it up.
Let me put it up on a projector.
Okay. So I originally asked her and I said, JoJo said this, like, do you have any insight? And she's like, of course I remember JoJo. Did she personally tell you that? Just curious. And I said, yeah. And then she was like, what I did recall is we did discuss JoJo at the beginning of the process and we asked her, but she chose not to do it.
Oh.
Like, it's kind of like investigative journalism, guys. I looked for evidence.
And she blacked it out.
She didn't want to do it so bad, she didn't even remember it. She was like, I really don't give a fuck, and I don't want to do it.
She's like, that's in the past.
Yeah.
Well, what year was this?
This was 2000.
The show started in 2006.
Maybe the concept of the show was different. So
Yeah.
she didn't
Right.
recognize Hannah Montana as that show that she turned down. Because I would assume that her being so young and her being from Tennessee and I'm sure some of the details made it
Yeah.
kind of feel like a different show. So maybe she just doesn't remember it because it was different.
It was in pre-production for like 2 years, I think.
And it wasn't called Hannah Montana. Remember
Right.
her name was supposed to be like Chloe or something?
It's called
Alexis, Texas.
No, it was not. No, it was not. No, it was not.
Me when I lie.
Oh my god, y'all. That's my least favorite piece of misinformation on the internet because everyone believes it. It drives me
Oh my
crazy.
God, Mila, what?
Oh my God, was it? Wait.
That is a porn star. They would have never.
No, but I think that they changed it because they
No,
realized
that
it
is
was a porn star.
false. That is not true.
We have to ask Lisa London this.
Yeah, wait, hold on, I'll DM her.
She's like, was it actually Alexis?
Bring her on, call her on.
Get her on the line.
What would happen if you called Lisa London up?
She's like, how dare you ask me this question?
Well, JoJo had an album out 2004, so maybe she was like, no.
She was kind of T at that time. She was in RV. Like, why would she be on a Disney Channel show?
She was kind of T at that time.
But Raven Simone was also on the Cosby Show and hanging with Mr. Cooper, and had already been like a big star. Like my dad knew who Raven Simone was before she was on That's a Raven. So
Yeah, that's true.
at that
That's
time, maybe
true.
no one was too big for a Disney Channel show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the other person who auditioned for Hannah Montana was Ali Mashaka. She was on the show. I didn't actually get to ask her this, unfortunately, because I forgot. But I think in an interview, she said that she was asked and she turned it down, I think, too.
No one wanted this show.
Taylor Momsen would have queened.
That's true. And it would have been like, her whole career would have been so different too.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was flipped and Miley was in Gossip Girl.
Imagine if Miley sang Make Me Want to Die.
Oh, I love that song. Oh, she needs to cover that. Get Miley on the phone. No, Miley will be listening. Let's tell her, Miley, we know you're busy, but focus on what's important.
Miley's listening with Fergie and Lady Gaga at lunch right now.
They're actually having a listening party together.
It's a main pod girl.
They can all collab on the cover.
Wait, hold on. Why haven't Miley and Lady Gaga collab, though? That's the big
So let's
question.
talk about it.
And Fergie.
Let's wake that up.
No one has.
The sheer silence. You're like, and Fergie.
No, I love Fergie.
No, I think that she lost some people with that rendition of the national anthem.
Who cares about that?
She won many hearts like mine.
Yeah.
And I think it made people be like, if they saw her on a song, they're like, lol.
This is not the Fergie podcast. I mean, but it should be.
Could be.
So going back to Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
So this is like a cast contingent series, apparently. This was based around a girl that they think they could make a star. And it was like not about the concept as much. So I think they changed her name from like Chloe or Zoe. They renamed her Miley, changed her personality, apparently. According to Miley Cyrus, they changed her personality to be like her real one. And then they changed where she was from. And then she like also had her dad on the show.
Not psychologically damaging at all, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, it did like make a show about like the exact thing that you're doing right now and how hard it would be if you were really a teenage girl. Like, wouldn't that be crazy if it were real?
Especially someone who's like, what, 12, 13?
It's like they're like pitching the show being like, wouldn't this be the most insane thing ever while doing it?
Yeah.
Did you see the video that Miley did maybe a couple months ago where she went through her schedule of when she was on Hannah Montana?
Yes. She had like 20 minutes for a nap and
Mhm.
lunch. So she just didn't get to do either.
It's like a 14-hour day.
Like waking up at 6:30 to do an interview, and then she has another interview, and then she has another interview with her dad, and then she has another interview but with children. She's like, no sleep, bus club, another club, plane, next place, no sleep, nap and lunch.
I knew she was a star. When I was 11, does that sound right? Yeah. When I was 11 watching Hannah Montana, I literally sat down to watch Disney Channel. I was like, that's a star.
I vividly remember the first commercials I saw for
I
Hannah
do
Montana
too.
where it was like the silhouette and I was like, because we had just gotten DirecTV. I had basic cable my whole life, which means I didn't even have Disney Channel. And then in 2006, we randomly got cable and I saw that commercial. I was like, I'm tuned in.
Wait, can I just say, I saw that trailer and I did not get the concept at all. I was like, how did they get a girl who looks exactly like her but blonde? That's crazy.
That me watching The Parent Trap, I'm like, these two girls look so alike.
Oh my God.
I don't remember the trailers, but I remember where I was sitting when the premiere happened. How did we like know?
Because we knew in earth-shattering moments, you're paying
Yeah.
attention.
The marketing was good.
It's our 9/11. Am I allowed to say that?
Millennials remember where they were for 9/11. Gen Z remembers where they were for Hannah Montana.
I was literally about to say my ones are, I remember where I was when Steve Irwin died, when Hannah Montana premiered. and when I had to leave the state because of COVID. Those are the three things that like pop into my head. So I'm like, Miley's there. Like she takes up space in my brain.
That is one of my like sentient moments. Like that's one of my first like times I was thinking. I was like, oh,
like something unlocked.
I'm gonna be her.
Like I was watching that show, like, give me that goddamn wardrobe.
Give me the sequin, please.
Oh my God. Those tiny scarves I wanted so desperately.
Oh my God.
The white jacket, that one white leather jacket.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
The like heel CDs hanging up in the background, like that one photo shoot, that's everything.
She was Pinteresting before Pinterest.
And the thing is, she's so young too. In the first episode, she's
a baby in that first episode.
And then the second episode, she like grows up like 8 months.
Yeah, and they filmed that episode so long before that they didn't have the right wig. So that wig in the first episode is so raggedy and horrible and lopsided.
Criminal.
Love a bad wig.
Like you could tell they were like kind of experimenting with her style. They're like, how are we gonna have her look? And then after they saw the first episode, they're like, so maybe not like that.
Maybe not the Party City wig. Maybe something else.
So we'll do something different probably. But let's talk about that album though, that first album. And not just the tracks that are on it, none of which were written by her. They were all, you know, those Disney type songs. Honestly, we should have them write more music. I'm gonna come out and say what everyone else is too afraid to say, which is that people who write music for television should be writing actual music.
No, you should say that.
It's Rock Mafia.
But also the featured songs on the album that aren't from her, Jesse McCartney being one of them, She's No You.
And she's not.
Bob.
And then Find Yourself in You by Everlife.
Yeah, Shining Star, B5. The only two B5 songs I know are Get Your Head in the Game hip-hop version.
Not the hip-hop version.
Shining Star from the Hannah Montana song.
That is the only Everlife song that I've ever heard of.
I just realized on the album cover for the Hannah Montana thing, she's doing the Aria Pretty Little Liars like off center. Absolutely is.
She invented it.
When I interviewed Lucy Hale, I asked her about that. And she was like, yeah, I copied Miley Cyrus on the Hannah Montana cover.
Wait, hold on. Is this a real story?
No, I'm lying.
Okay, I was going to say, I was like, I actually can't tell.
And I was believing.
I was not.
Guys, I really, I slayed that lie. My face was serious the whole time.
You did.
I'm actually going to cut out the part where you say that you're lying. I'm just going to leave it in and we're just going to move on.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Wow.
So you can add that in right after.
What's everyone's favorite song on the first album?
Let me be the first to say, I got nerve.
Like, I'm sorry. It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it has to be.
Oh, really? I just feel like that's too overplayed. I mean...
That's Hannah's most overrated song.
Does the album version have the laugh?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Which is like...
Oh.
Guys, that's exactly correct. Like, if you watch the show now, you'll hear it and be like, oh. Yeah, it's perfect.
My favorite's Who Said. I'm like, come on, feminism.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who said I can't be Superman? Like, I would actually love to see Miley Cyrus as Hannah Montana as Superman.
Absolutely. And she would do it.
I do love a whole album just dedicated to I'm living a double life. My life is a lie.
Yes, I love that as well.
Now that's a theme.
Like, come on, concept.
Her biggest secret, but also the main theme of her first album. I just wonder, like, in the universe in which Hannah Montana exists, like, was everyone not, like...
How do you interpret that?
Usually pop star songs are, like, something relatable. Like, they're always, you know, like, I'm in love. Hers are, like, I'm actually a normal teen just like you.
Come on, vocals.
I'm wearing a wig.
Yeah.
I'm not a natural blonde.
Someone like finds a leak of the song called Wig, and then they realize they put all the pieces together.
I'm pretty sure at one point in the show, Miley Stewart calls out Robbie Ray and is like, oh, what are you gonna do? Write me another song about my secret identity? Like, who hasn't figured it out yet? Like, I think she actually addresses the elephant in the room, and then he never really gives her a response on why he keeps writing songs about her double identity.
I think like Billy Ray Cyrus is supposed to be her manager, but also her main songwriter, but also her dad.
No, he has a mustache. That's his disguise.
Yeah, he has a secret identity as well. He has Robbie Ray.
He's a secret identity sometimes.
But he's also... Wait, what's his undercover name?
He's like, he wears the mustache sometimes, but then he also goes on without the mustache and says, this is my daughter. And so it's like, huh?
What's his undercover name?
Robbie Ray Stewart? But isn't that his real name?
That's his real name is Robbie Ray, canonically.
But then Ashley Tisdale comes up and she's like, oh my God, Robbie Ray.
And also, Achy Breaky Heart exists in this universe. Is it written by Robbie Ray? Written and performed by Robbie Ray? Famous one-hit wonder Robbie Ray?
And furthermore, you also have to wonder, was Robbie Ray secretly a pop star when he was a teen? And that's something that he's just put onto Hannah Montana? Because you have to wonder, like, how did Hannah get in this situation in the first place? And I think it's maybe generational. It's maybe like he lived that life and he decided for her that she should also have that life. And I think if Disney ever wanted to reboot this, they could go back in time and show the origin story of Robbie Ray being a famous teen.
Well, hang on. When Dolly comes in, is Dolly Dolly?
Yes, Dolly's Dolly.
Dolly's Dolly, but she's
Jolene.
She's not famous.
Oh yeah, she's also not famous. I forgot about that.
Yeah, she's not famous. She just is Aunt Dolly, and she also like hooked up with Elvis or something, and then like the other grandma also hooked up with Elvis.
Drama.
And Brooke Shields is there sometimes.
Oh yes, Brooke Shields is the dead mother.
The dead mother.
That's how you know Miley Stewart is a Disney princess, because her mom is dead. Be in Disney and have an alive mother challenge. Impossible.
All the sad songs on this album, I'm like, don't get me started on this fictional girl and her dead mother, because I will cry.
Oh my god. The song Miss You.
Oh my god. That song broke me.
I know. Should be crying.
I actually didn't realize that was released officially as a real song for the longest time. So I remember going on, I think it was YouTube. It feels a little early to be YouTube.
Shout out to YouTube.
Yeah, shout out YouTube.
Never heard of it.
This episode is sponsored by YouTube. I remember going onto YouTube and like looking at the clip of her singing I Miss You in the show because I didn't realize it was already out on iTunes.
Is that on the first album?
I don't think so.
It's on the second album, I think.
No, it's on the second album. It's on Meet Miley Cyrus, which is her first Miley Cyrus album.
She's got that vest.
So basically there's no difference between, especially because that song is on the Miley part, there's no difference between Meet Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana 2. Like, they just, even Breakout, they all sound like the same.
The difference being that she didn't write any of the songs on Hannah Montana. She wrote on almost all the songs on the Meet Miley Cyrus side.
Oh, so she's responsible for G&O is what you're telling me.
Oh, she is.
Oh, I love that. She doesn't even sing on the song, but she's responsible for it. I love that.
These bangs on Hannah Montana 2, the cover, so fucking fierce.
So fucking good.
They are like so solid.
And let's talk about the pose on the Miley side.
Oh, it's so bad.
So awkward. The fact that it's just a white background too, like
she didn't need any assistance. She can serve all by herself.
I kind of love the white background and the little Disney in the corner.
In case you forgot.
I also think it's still weird that like Hannah Montana is not, I mean, I understand why from Miley's perspective, but it's not on Miley's Spotify page. Like,
I was literally about to bring that up.
Same thing with Selena Gomez in The Scene. Like, guys, it was always Selena Gomez.
Don't disrespect The Scene.
Like, where's Ashley O? Is Ashley O on Miley's page?
Yeah, Ashley O is also not on Miley's page. Like,
heck?
Yeah, she's like got the most hit songs as different people.
Like, Ashley O has like 2 songs, girl. Like, put it on the main page.
She makes you work.
And one is just like completely obscure. Like, no one knows the other song.
I like it.
Right where I belong. Excuse me. I think the people who know it know it.
I like it. I like her commitment to being like, that's not me.
I don't know her.
That's not my music. What are you talking about?
Next character that she sings as has to be a different colored wig. Like, every time she does it has to be a different colored wig.
Could you imagine if in canon, in the Hannah Montana universe, Hannah Montana 2 was actually also Meet Miley Cyrus, and then everyone was like, who is Miley Cyrus? And they're like, I know Miley Stewart, but there's this girl named Miley Cyrus.
And she looks just like me.
Hashtag twin.
And then they do a reboot of The Parent Trap.
Which has been the goal all along.
Wait, she did have an evil twin on the show, too.
Oh, yeah.
She did.
Luann.
Evil cousin, Luann.
Her cousin.
Yeah.
Evil twin cousin. Everyone has one.
Well, I always say this at work. I say, oh, that was my evil twin cousin. That wasn't me.
Yeah, classic. Everybody has an evil twin cousin.
I want to get into this Meet Miley Cyrus record, this Miley and Rock Mafia duo.
Rock Mafia. Well, obviously, the best song on that album is See You Again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I hear that, but I raise you Let's Dance.
I was going to say Let's Dance was my other one.
G&O is a big one. Let's Dance is the best production, but I think G&O is just like, I was on a car ride the other day and I just put on G&O and like me and all my homies in the car were like, let's go.
I mean, East Northumberland High kind of goes up too. Like, this is like a fun album.
Yeah, no, this album, it's so 2007 in the best, most perfect way.
Yeah.
It's such a good album. I was having so much fun listening to this.
How do you think the show, like going back to the show real quick, how do you think the show compared to other Disney shows, like aging wise?
I have actually rewatched the show fairly recently, and I'm going to say what everyone's afraid to say. It's not good.
No, it's not.
No bueno, guys. No bueno.
It's no, That's So Raven.
Yeah.
That's a Raven is a classic.
That's a Raven aged so perfectly. It's still so funny. Lizzie McGuire even is still funny. Like, it's still so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, That's a Raven I still watch on the daily. You just take out the Corey, the B plots, because those are the ones that are like made for kids.
Kids, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The rest is for us.
So you're watching That's So Raven daily?
Yeah, I actually do.
How?
That's so brave.
Hannah Montana is only good for nostalgia. It's actually a crazy watch.
I mean, it's just like a vehicle for the music. I feel like it was never supposed to be that good.
And for the star that is Miley Cyrus.
Also, it had amazing musical guests, like not only Dolly Parton, but like Sheryl Crow.
Huge.
Ayaz.
Oh my God, the Ayaz song.
Jonas Brothers.
Huge.
Friend of the pod, Jesse McCartney. Friend of the pod, David Archuleta. Selena Gomez. Joey Fatone. Joey Fatone was so random.
What was Selena's role?
She was the rival pop star Michaela that they were really mean to each other.
She had a sassy fedora.
Oh, the fedora!
And she sang with a dubbed voice that wasn't her.
Oh, I'm obsessed with that.
Oh, I don't know that.
Do we remember what the song was? Does anyone remember the song? It wasn't her voice. It was like a fully grown adult woman's voice, and I don't remember it at all.
What were they on?
What was the relationship between Miley and Selena when Selena was on the show? Like in real life? Because didn't they end up having like issues?
I thought that was later.
They did have beef later on.
Okay, so it wasn't that era though.
Yeah.
I don't believe so. And they were enemies on the show too, so.
I feel like it was a season 3 thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that was definitely when she got a little bit older. She started hanging out with that girl Mandy. She started
So weird.
battling dance crews.
Mm-hmm.
They started bullying each other.
I mean, like, wait, was it actually bullying or was it like friendly fire and that like everyone assumed was bullying?
Oh, it definitely wasn't friendly.
No.
Oh.
No, it definitely was malicious, but like I guess calling it bullying depends on what you consider bullying. But like Demi and Selena posted a video like being 2008 quirky, being like, I got a new Power Ranger shirt, like I'm so random, lol. And then Miley and her 21-year-old best friend like recreated it word for word, like mocking them and being like, my shirt's so emo-mazing, and like making fun of it. And she's like, oh, you used to have a Gap back in the day, and clearly like mocking them.
That's pop culture history.
Yeah, they had to change it, be like, guys, this is no hate, we're just like having fun, they're our friends.
And where were these videos uploaded?
YouTube.com, of course.
Yeah, it all comes back to YouTube, the center of the mess.
Exactly.
And then, is that when Miley deleted her Twitter too? She had a song about deleting her Twitter because she was like one of the most followed people.
Oh, yeah. I do think that was around that time, but I don't think the same time. Because she was like addicted to tweeting famously. She was like the people that old people would make fun of where they're tweeting about eating a sandwich.
She was too messy on Twitter.
So when you asked about the show, if it was like one of the best Disney shows, I think Wizards of Waverly Place ate her all the way up.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Such a good show.
Like Selena was in her bag bad on that show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if we think about it, we were really spoiled with like main Disney girls that era.
I mean, but if you think about it now, also Dove Cameron, Sabrina Carpenter, and Olivia Rodrigo are all popping up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Jake Paul.
And Jake Paul.
I think they're older though. Like, I feel like the kids that were watching them aren't even like, because we were like 6 when Hannah Montana was on.
It's true.
I spent my entire life with this woman.
You're like, that's my mother.
No, I'm like, she kind of raised me in a way. That's my big sis.
I actually do think that Miley was
my mother.
I did a DNA test.
I actually do think that she was America's sweetheart. There are a few people that I think you could actually give that title to. And I think that Miley is one of them. I also think that she like invented the name Miley. Like there are kids named Miley today because of her. Because I think it shot up after the show. It shot up in like baby names or something. But it's like one of the most iconic celebrity names in the world. Like I think my top 10 would be like Elvis Presley, Miley Cyrus, Madonna, Barack Obama, Britney Spears, Kim Kardashian.
Wait, you mean top 10 ever?
Ever. Marilyn Monroe, Pablo Picasso.
Wait.
Oh my God.
Albert Einstein, Donald Trump, and Justin Bieber.
Cleopatra? You're not gonna...
Cleopatra, that's a good one.
Like
That's
Ivan the Terrible.
So, like, these people got nothing on Miley.
No, I'm saying she's amongst that group. I think Miley's a very iconic name.
And she did it herself.
No, that's fair. She has like I feel like that also ties into her branding. Like I feel like her branding has always been excellent.
Yeah.
She had to legally change her name to Miley like halfway through the show. Her mom was worried that they were going to like own the IP of Miley.
Oh, is that why she changed it?
Yeah. And because she like went by it mostly. So it was like there was no reason to not.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else to say about Era 1, which is like Breakout and Meet Miley Cyrus?
Oh, we haven't even spoken about Breakout.
Well,
I mean,
it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
Seven things.
Don't you dare even say such a thing like that. That is a crazy, insane thing to say.
We haven't talked about Fly on the Wall.
Breakout is an incredible album, and I will not stand for a single ounce of slander. This is maybe one of her best records. Like, this is an insanely good album.
Two things to say about this. First one is Fly on the Wall. For literally years, I'd be like, fly on the wall. Like, just like that one bit at fucking school.
Creepy little, sneaky
Well,
little.
that is one of her best songs of all time.
And then Seven Things, the music video, fucking excellent. And
So good.
to me, it's like Ellie Goulding lights adjacent. You know that clip of like Ellie Goulding where she's like, like in Seven Things, I kind of get that vibe. Like that kind of thing.
The music video is so girlhood.
With the dog tag too.
Like, she's so in this era and in the time of our lives, is that what it's called? Like, she's so teenage girl that listens to Jeff Buckley. Like, that is so her vibe in this time period. And like, these four walls.
This album outsold Meet Miley Cyrus for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that's not even proposed another option to that.
There is one single song that isn't good on this album, and it's the title track.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't write it. That's one of like 3 songs she didn't write on this album, and you can tell her heart wasn't in it.
What's she doing in the cover?
She's breaking out.
She's eating. Like, because I'm like, why does the microphone look like that? It's giving like Star Wars C-3PO.
Oh, that's a microphone?
I've always been obsessed with this cover. This cover is so Target winter circa 2008.
Literally.
Tell me it's not like that was my aesthetic in middle school. I was like, this is everything to me. Like the gold vintage microphone, the glove, the white jeans,
the fingerless gloves,
those extensions at 400% density extensions she's got in right now. Like,
the only problem with this album cover is that it's not a perfect square, which bothers me so much. I think on Spotify it's literally cuts off her name.
Yeah, it cuts off everything. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think it's because it's the CD case. Because the CD cases aren't square.
Because they just didn't come up with a perfectly square version of it for Spotify. They were just like, yeah.
True. Also, the white pants with white background is kind of crazy.
Oh, I kind of like it, though. I don't know why.
I love it.
I thought she was floating. Like, I thought they had, like, edited her in.
She kind of comes out of nowhere.
She had her finger on the pulse of the trends. You had to be
For
there.
sure.
You have to put yourself back in 2008 and then look at it. And then you'll, like, get it.
First girl to float?
First floating girl. If you look at it that way, it looks like she's got a crazy waistline.
And I think also going back to the dog tags thing that you brought up, Ashley, is she did she invent Easter eggs in pop music?
Now that's a theory I like.
I think she's doing a very Swiftian thing before Taylor Swift did it.
Showing the picture of them.
Oh my God.
Where he's like scratched out or whatever.
I love
And it's like a famous photo of
Oh,
them.
she fucking ate that. She fucking ate that.
the drama.
So good.
And I just know that was her. Like, she brought that into the drink. She's like, I want to do this.
I know. I love that.
Anyway, I think Miley's like real debut comes with The Time of Our Lives. Am I the only one?
I think you are, because this is Flop City.
Yeah.
A lot of these Miley Cyrus albums feel like her real debut. Like, it's like Hannah Montana's her real debut, or no, Meet Miley Cyrus is her real debut, or Breakout. Or
She famously said that Bangerz is her real debut, and she wishes she could erase everything prior to that because everything before Bangerz is on Hollywood Records. Even Can't Be Tamed.
Yeah.
Also, she didn't write a single thing on this album, and I think it shows. I think this is like the biggest flop ever.
Did you say that this is Flop City?
What about The Climb?
Like, I mean, it's got Party in the USA, it's got The Climb. If you take out the, like, main hits that they put in there because they knew people were going to buy this because it's got The Climb on it.
What is 2 Ashley Simpson covers?
We've spoken in depth about my feelings about Ashley Simpson. I don't want to get into it anymore.
Wait, have we?
There's no way I have talked about it. We did an episode about the VMAs. There's no way.
Can we talk about the cover of this, please? The cover of Time of Our Lives.
Which one?
The Walmart collection shirt, I had it.
She went into the studio and she said, I'm going to change lives. Like, with this cover. Like, she's snatched. She's always got the microphone.
She's prepared.
She needs you to know that she's a singer.
She's working late.
I'd like you to know that microphone's not real. It's part of the shirt. And I had that shirt.
Wait, are we looking at the same thing?
No, there are two covers.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
I'm like, how is that part of the shirt?
We're describing two different covers.
Is this on Spotify?
I got it from Wikipedia.
They're just like internationally different.
Oh. That looks like a screenshot of the Party in the USA music video.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Party in the USA being a song just for Walmart.
Wait, what?
What do you mean by that?
This album was a Walmart exclusive to promote her Walmart clothing line that she had with Max Azria.
What? Hold on.
What?
No wonder she didn't write anything for this.
This is crazy.
Let me expose some girlhood facts. So she had this line with Max Azria, who he was the one dressing all the girls. And so she does this collection with him for Walmart exclusively. The microphone tee she's wearing in this one, where it looks like a microphone's hanging around your neck, that was a part of it. There was like a lot of flannels. Oh my god, it was the best, and it was so affordable because it was at Walmart.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was like the one time I got to participate in a thing that involved like purchasing things.
So does this mean Walmart paid her label to make Party in the USA?
Yeah.
It was a Jessie J song.
Which makes so much
Jessica
sense
Cornish.
that it was written so much sense that it was written by a Londoner, because
Londoner.
yeah, she's like, I just went from one part of the country to another part of the country. It's a Party in the USA. And it makes so much more sense the way Jessie J sings it when she's like, I just came to America for the first time.
Yeah.
That's so true.
There's an interview where someone asked what Jay-Z song was on, and Miley goes, I don't know, I didn't write it.
Yeah. Yeah, ask Jessica Cornish.
Yeah, Jessie.
Jessie, if you're listening, come on the pod.
Oh my god, that actually has like blown my mind, because that makes so much more sense. I mean, to me, hopped off the plane at LAX, I'm like, yeah, because like that's crazy. Like LA is crazy. Like, let's go to America, 18-hour flight.
Welcome to the big city.
Yeah, go to the big city. Whereas like for Miley, it'd be like a 4-hour flight. So it's like, where's the impact?
She's just from a small town, Nashville, just a 500-acre farm.
Jessie J should have town switched it. So she'd be like, hopped at the plane at Gatwick.
Party in the USA, one of the top 10 best pop songs of the century. I know I'm going to be very hyperbolic with my like top 10.
I can already tell that you're in a saying anything mood, but like I agree with that.
Miley's top 10 in every category. Let's just save the time.
Yeah. Yep, she is.
Top 10 name of history.
Maybe she's top 100.
And I could tell that you really meant that too.
And kudos to you.
You meant that with your soul. He said Miley Cyrus, Barack Obama.
Number one, Elvis Presley.
Oh, I wasn't going in order.
We have to decide the order.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Pablo Picasso is definitely above Britney Spears.
Can I add Barbara Streisand to the list?
Oh, Barbara Streisand.
That's a perfect name.
I think she's top 100. I don't know if she's top 10.
We've said more than 10 though. So we're going to kick someone out.
But I also don't know if Miley's top 10 now that I came up with all these other names.
No. Her crown has fallen.
Miley's slipping.
Like Pablo Picasso, that name doesn't mean shit. Pablo Escobar eats shit. Miley's in the top 10.
But yeah, but I genuinely do think if I had to make a list of the top 10 best pop songs or most perfect pop songs of this century, so just like from 2000 onwards, I think Party in the USA would make the top 10.
Yeah, and everyone knows it.
It united America.
Toxic would be there. Teenage Dream.
Yeah.
Maybe I Got a Feeling.
Yeah.
Like songs you'd send to aliens to describe like pop music of this century.
Yeah. Like people still play this every 4th of July. Like it almost charts it does chart every year, I think. I don't know.
It's her All I Want for Christmas.
It is.
It's like the ultimate karaoke song as well. Like, because like it's all time. Like everyone knows it. So I think that's a fair top 10 to put in this episode.
As opposed to top 10 names.
I mean, you can go for that one too.
Why not both?
Scooby-Doo eats shit. Like you're not in the top 10.
Scoobert Doobert.
Jesus, get out of here.
Jesus is simply just not an iconic enough name.
But The Climb is also a modern classic, I think. I think if she did a Super Bowl, both of those would have to be involved in it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And When I Look at You is on this too.
Oh my god, that's
like she's giving ballad on this one.
So what year was this one? This was 2009. When was that movie? The one where she sings The Climb.
2009 as well, right? Or 2008?
Yeah, this came around the same time.
Yeah.
So do you think this was her like most supreme eat ever? Like this era was when she was like making bank?
Yeah, I get like she has the Hannah Montana dollars. She doesn't really make money from this point onwards anyway, because she just does things for free. But yeah, I think
That's so real.
I think money-wise, yeah, she's probably financially the most in her bag in this era with The Climb, with Party in USA.
I hope so. Yeah.
She was so deeply in her bag.
And like this is her first like foray into like Billboard hits, like genuine. Like he could be the one hadn't even come in.
What
yet.
did this peak at? Did Party USA go number 1?
I went number 2. The Climb, I think, went number 4.
I want to know what number 1 was when that was number 2.
Yeah.
It's like it's going to be something annoying and pissing me off. Well, actually, 2009 was a very good year for music, so maybe it was something like Black Eyed Peas.
Is that like I'm a Bee?
I love I'm a Bee.
Fergie again. Why did they not collab?
Fergie Returns.
Would it be Lady Gaga that would have blocked her?
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was Lady Gaga. It was Poker Face.
Love.
Serious contender.
That's fair.
Yeah, what a fucking top 2.
What a time that we took for
Oh
granted.
my God. Yeah.
Literally, no Morgan Wallen polluting the chart. Like, oh,
No like constant number 1 debuts that just fall off the week after.
yeah.
Yeah.
Should we talk about? I really want to talk about Can't Be Tamed.
Yeah. That's an opening track right there. Liberty Walk.
Liberty Walk.
Like,
That's a serious, really, really serious song.
I think this is where she earned her divaship.
Yeah.
I think so. What's everyone's favorite song on this?
It's got to be Robot for me.
Oh,
Oh.
well, that was
No.
unexpected.
Go on.
It's a 5 out of 5.
Well, I really like the ones where she's just like, get me out of here. I feel like
Mhm.
she's really going for it. Because the thing is about this album, for me, I feel like she was doing half what she wanted and half what Hollywood Records wanted.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is one of the ones where she got a pass and she got to do what she wanted.
It's half Can't Be Tamed and half Very Tame.
Yeah.
Half can be tamed.
Very strange to listen to.
The middle section of that album, I was like, we're losing the plot. What's going on? What are we talking about? Like, I thought we couldn't be tamed. Why are we so quiet right now? Like, let's get loud. Like, but the beginning of that album, Liberty Walk, Who Owns My Heart, Can't Be Tamed,
Mm-hmm.
back to back to back, nonstop goodness.
Oh, Who Owns My Heart is really good.
And then Stay also.
Stay. The music video for Can't Be Tamed
Mhm.
is like so fucking good.
It's so good.
It is. It's actually one of her best music videos.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Her in the cage. She actually has so many major pop culture moments.
I like vividly remember watching those videos for the first time. Like I remember the moment that I saw those and just being so insanely gagged and like especially the Who Owns My Heart video. She like gets out of bed and she's like in her drawers and you're like, whoa.
Whoa.
She's still on Disney Channel at this point
Yeah.
too.
Like the show hasn't finished airing
yeah,
yet.
this is when Hannah Montana Forever had just begun. Like she was in the Doc Martin Hannah Montana era.
When the Can't Be Tamed music video came out, I remember watching it thinking, oh, Hannah Montana's about to die.
They're going to kill her.
She's nearly done.
About to get de-wigged.
Like, Miley's going to kill
She
her.
had to go bald.
I remember I was so confused. I was like, how is she allowed to do this?
You're just like sitting there, you're like fearing for Miley. Miley, you know, like put this song out, Miley.
She can't be tamed.
Exactly.
Miley, well, you forgot to put your pants on.
You can't be tamed except for the back half of the album or the middle of the album.
In which she can be tamed.
Yes, she's very.
This album is such a mess.
It is.
It's all over the place.
But it has some of her best songs. Like, I
Yeah.
think Who Owns My Heart and Two More Lonely People, if they were acoustic or if they had like acoustic versions or rock versions, she should have re-recorded those for Plastic Hearts bonus tracks. I would have died.
Oh, that would eat.
Yeah, I think some of the production on this album is like a little bit wonky. Like her Every Rose Has Its Thorn cover. I feel like that has the cheesiest production on it. I don't even think it's just because it's dated. It's just like you chose to do a song that's like so like rock and roll, and then you put like I don't know. It's just like got the corniest, most sanitized like backing to it. It's horrible.
right after Can't Be Tamed.
I remember listening to this when it came out, and I was like, I'm gonna play this loud, and my dad's gonna hear it, and he's gonna be like, "Wow, she's really good. She's actually so talented."
She's really good.
She's really good.
Whoa, is that girl singing Poison? She's actually really good. I don't think my dad even likes Poison. I was just like, she's singing music by an old person.
She's singing old people music.
Let me turn this up.
I do think every Miley Cyrus album should have a cover, though.
I agree.
Yeah.
She's just so good at it.
She's got the Kelly Clarkson power.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, I think her and Kelly should collab. What's going on there?
Where's that?
Or they should at least exchange songs.
They should exchange numbers.
They should.
They need to talk to each other.
They're listening to this podcast right now and they're like, little do they know.
I want to hear Miley cover Behind These Hazel Eyes.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
Miley, I know you're listening.
But she can't, obviously, because her eyes aren't hazel.
Behind these blue eyes.
And it's that
Exactly.
Just that picture for the music video.
That's the cover art. Okay,
Yeah.
this is going number 1 if she does that.
That would be fucking great. Or it's still called Behind These Hazel Eyes, but that's still the cover.
They're edited Hazel.
Yeah.
See, if she was like silly goofy, she would do that. Miley, come on.
She is. She should
is.
reignite the SoundCloud. You remember her like
Yes.
Christmas song, her like anti-Christmas song on SoundCloud, where she was like, "I fucking hate Christmas. Liam Hemsworth dumped me."
She's so queenie. Like,
Isn't it weird that like a scrap song from Bangerz and a scrap song from Can't Be Tamed both got released this year? One by JoJo Siwa and one by Pharrell
Yes.
featuring Miley.
the JoJo Karma is from which?
Is from Can't Be Tamed.
And I think we can all see why it didn't make
She
the cut.
was a bad girl.
I like. Sorry, I love this. I love this song. I just think it's so silly, and it's so 2009, which is probably why I love it, because it is from 2009. That would make so much sense. But then, what was the other one that you said got released from Bangerz?
Doctor.
Is that from Bangerz?
Yeah, it was recorded for Bangerz.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it was Pharrell. Yeah.
Miley and Pharrell, they were really queening out.
I don't understand how Pharrell can like produce some of the best bops ever and then make Happy. I don't understand how that.
I love Happy.
What? I can't stand by you.
Happy should have been for Walmart.
I feel like people only hate Happy because it's so overplayed.
You guys do not appreciate Happy like I do, because I watched the entire 24-hour music video.
24-hour music
You
video?
what?
Can we watch that now too?
Just
Live
live stream that
react.
in the back. What?
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, he released 24 one-hour music videos.
That is psychological warfare. That is
yeah, and
not
I
allowed.
watched like 4 a day for 6 days.
Wait.
And how'd that turn out?
I was like, yeah, this is such a good song. This is so good.
Oh my god! So you've listened to that song for 24 hours
At least.
within the span of like a week? Oh my god!
And are you happy?
Some would say I am.
Imagine.
Also, the way you asked me that question, are you happy? Felt like that Beyonce song. Just like, oh, I wasn't expecting that question.
That's a really good question.
It's a really good question. Jumps in the pool. Are we on Bangers now?
That's
there?
right after Can't Be Tamed. Oh, well, actually, we've got some space in between that, because after Can't Be Tamed and then after Hannah Montana ends in 2011, we get, she's in the movie LOL, so we get that whole, we get the
Lol.
famous, that Top Knot era where like everyone was obsessed with posting that one picture of her in the white denim shorts, and they're like,
The Tumblr.
she is so gorgeous. Like, hair goals. Like, she was everything to a lot of girls at
Oh
my
my
middle
God.
school. Like, they
Yeah.
were seriously gagged over her like ombre hair. They were like, need those blonde highlights in my
I need
hair.
to find that picture.
Yeah, it's like, I know exactly when she's like signing something, and she's got like the bun.
Yeah.
Like that whole time period where she's wearing the little denim shorts and the cut off tank tops.
Miley was running Tumblr in this era. Like, she was like, surely she was the most like reblogged person.
Oh, she was the most followed person on Twitter, I think, at one point, right?
This is when she did the Jolene cover too, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. And that was
Yes.
huge.
That's Top Knot era, yes.
Gen Z, I think, mostly only knows who Dolly Parton is through Miley Cyrus. Like, Dolly said this even. Dolly's been like, people know me now because of my goddaughter, and like that, like without her, like I don't know where my career would be. I think it's so fascinating because I think that wasn't my introduction to the song, but I think that was the first time I heard anyone talk about the song, if that makes sense.
Right.
hmm
Hmm.
That's
I
definitely how I learned who she was too.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but
It's
it's
true.
true.
I
Yeah.
literally cannot think about, every time someone says Jolene, all I can think about is that one TikTok song where it's like, I
I
would
would
have
have
shot
shot
Jolene.
Jolene. Yes, and then Beyonce unironically released that song.
Literally. And then
Yeah.
I was like, why is no one talking about how it's that song?
fuck the fire, we got grease. And I'm like, yes.
My introduction to Dolly Parton was that was my grandmother's main girl. So like, I had Miley Cyrus, my mom had Madonna, hers was Miss Dolly.
Right.
Oh, so it's like when you're watching This Is Us and Mandy Moore's favorite girl is Joni
Mm.
Mitchell, and you're like, oh, they had main
Mhm.
girls back then.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, literally, like that was hers. And my granddad's was Elton John.
Interesting.
Yeah, Elton John did not make it to the top 10 biggest names ever list.
So I don't know him.
Honestly, I would say no.
No, he's not vibing
No.
with Elton John.
He's top 100.
I'm just talking about like
Where's Gandhi falling?
Yeah, Gandhi, Prince, Michael Jackson. Nah.
It's out of control.
Okay, so wait, the Jolene cover.
And then very famously, she cuts the bun off.
Diva.
And she's got the blonde pixie cut.
She Katy Perry'd.
And then the very first song she does is Decisions with Borgore. Let's talk about a hit, a smash hit.
I don't know this song.
I don't think I know this song.
I don't know
either.
this.
I can't believe y'all have never heard this. It's so good, guys. But you have to promise me something, and it's that when in Borgore's verse starts, you will skip to the end of his verse and then continue listening from there.
Well, yes.
I promise you.
I'm used to doing that.
Why would a man be there? I don't know. I don't know why
Literally, that's
he's
how
there.
I
Get
felt
him out.
listening to I Love It, Camille Cabello.
Yeah.
Why would a man be there?
And Two On by Tinashe. I need to make a whole album called Why Would a Man Be There? And they're all remixes where we take out the men's verses.
Mhm.
And then also Doechii What It Is,
Well, I mean, there is a solo version of that thing.
which like is
God.
outstreamed severely, so we love that.
Thankfully.
Why would a man be there? Okay.
But on Billboard, she was never credited solo, which was ridiculous.
What the heck?
Wait, why? That shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
What should we do about this?
What's the government's plan for this? What's Biden's plan for Doechii getting solo credits? I need to talk about Bangerz. I need to talk about Bangerz. This is one of my favorite Miley Cyrus albums. It's maybe number 2 behind Plastic Hearts.
Yeah, same.
Obviously, we can't stop. We can't, and we can't stop. That's the thing. And then SMS Bangers. Like, are you insane? 4x4, that 2-song little trip there. SMS to 4x4, excellent. Then I skip My Darling, sorry. And then I get crazy because I'm like Wrecking Ball, Love Money, Party. And then one of them's F and another one's you.
Oh, but let's not skip hashtag Get It Right.
Let's skip it.
That is. Wait, what?
Oh.
That's my favorite song.
No! I can't support this.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'll listen to it, but I'm not queening out.
Wait, what's everyone's favorite song from Bangerz?
I put hashtag Get It Right as one of my favorites. And I am going to say the hashtag out loud every time.
Okay, no, that's
Because
good.
that's just who I am. And I also put Drive.
Oh, Drive's good.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many. This is, like, I rank all the songs on every album, like, out of 5. And this one has the most 5 of 5s.
Yeah,
by
I
far.
think that's
Like,
fair.
So many of these
Is
songs are
this a no
so
skip?
good.
Yeah, this is a no skip for me.
If My Darling wasn't there, it would be a no skip.
Yeah, I don't like.
But
I don't like
unfortunately, for My Darling, it's there.
Mm.
Oh, I like My Darling.
Oh, and Rootin' for My Baby, sorry.
No, I love that song.
That's a skipathon as well.
What?
Yeah, like, I would never. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bonus track, so
I know people like it.
I don't know what the hell my number 1 would be.
It's hard.
It's look, actually, you know what's kind of crazy? The only saved song that I have in this album is Do My Thing.
That is such a good song.
I'ma do my wow wow.
you know what's so funny? My dad loves that song. I'd put that song on in the car and he'd be like, "Oh, this song is
He's
awesome.
to turn that shit
I'm
up.
gonna work out to this." Like, he's a big like gym bro guy, and he's like, "Oh,
Mhm.
I'm gonna work out to this song."
He's like, this speaks to me because I am gonna do my thing.
Fucking rang-a-tang, bitch.
Bang bang, bitch.
Like, that's what he's getting hyped to.
Remember that video of Ricky Thompson like doing toe touches to the song? Wasn't that him? I cannot remember. There was someone on Vine that would like post videos of them like being so flexible and it was like this.
Oh my
I wish I knew that.
That's such a deep cut reference.
I swear it was a popular
Do you guys
video.
remember this one Vine user?
Yes, exactly.
I'm gonna find it has like 7 views. No, because I remember that's like because I already knew the song, but I remember seeing that and being like, wait, that song is so good. And like that video was like why I tapped back into that song.
Send it to me, Rachel.
will.i.am really did his thing on that.
Wait, that's will.i.am on Do My Thing?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He worked on a couple songs, I think, but maybe that's the only one that made it to the final track list.
I love her accent on it. She's like, bang, bang, bitch.
She's very country on this
Yeah.
album.
Yeah.
This is such a good album. Oh my God.
It is. It really is.
It's not as hip-hop as you would think that it is.
No.
I think she's done this a few different times. The marketing has like drowned out what's actually on the album.
Yeah.
Like especially with We Can't Stop and Wrecking Ball being the singles, like I think people expected this whole album to be like, I'm licking a hammer and I'm twerking on Robin Thicke, and like they expected it all to be crazy. And I remember when I went into listening to this album for the first time, I was like, oh, this is literally just a Miley Cyrus album, and everyone's freaking out for nothing.
Yeah. I feel like Kesha was just the it girl of the moment, and that's what the marketing was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
It actually is very Kesha coded. I've never thought
Yeah.
about that, but without Kesha, would we have Bangerz?
Like candy coated cashew.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
The features on this album are kind of excellent. Like if you think about just like who's on it in terms of the names, these are some
Yeah.
crazy names to have
Yeah.
on this album.
It's stacked.
this is one of Nelly's last good songs.
Round and round and around.
This is one
it
of
goes.
Britney Spears' best features.
One of her only features.
I was like, she didn't feature very often, except for like, I feel like later in her career, they were able to like smash her onto more songs, like Pretty Girls by Iggy Azalea.
In my head, the song SMS is linked to that movie LOL
Yep.
because it's like texting language.
That makes sense. I see the connection.
Lola would have loved that song. It's a sample of Push It by Salt and Pepper.
Oh.
There's so many good samples on this album too.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, that is crazy. Why did I not clock that?
I didn't think about that either.
Let's talk about the cover being absolutely heinous.
It's very Canva.
I had to change the cover on iTunes when this came out.
You're like, I will not stand for this.
Coverlandia still existed, but I was like, she's not going to be wearing that.
Yeah.
What the hell is the tree in the background? It actually pisses me off to look at this cover.
Yeah, I don't like it at
Is
all.
it supposed to be like a Miami Vice thing?
I think so.
The album's not giving me that though.
No. It's really random.
I like it now, but I didn't like it back then.
I remember at the time I was like, her hair doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
Her hair is like very dark and wet looking here.
She's giving like, I don't even like chocolate swirl on the top of her head, like some kind of like dessert on
It's
her head. Like, what
coiffed.
is going on?
Yeah, she's got the Nile Horan coif.
She's giving like Glee Darren Criss quaff. Like, what's going on?
And I remember that the physical CD, I remember that I liked the way that looked because it had like little like emoticons on the inside with like, one was like a smiley face with its tongue out with like acid on its tongue or something, and then the one was like weed leaf, and there was like a peace
yeah.
sign. I remember that I thought that was really cool, and like I thought it went with like, and I like that cover where she's like standing like this in the deluxe version. She's kind of giving like a Children of the Corn kind of pose.
They also don't crop out the little bit between her arm and her waist.
Oh my God.
Like, what the fuck were they doing? And then like the font, no. The colors, no.
Her legs just end.
Random crop of her legs just ending. Like, the album gives me like, okay, if I was creatively directing this shoot, which I should have been at my ripe old age of however old I was when this came out, 17, I would put her in a Jeep with like her leg up, like on the front, and then she's like fucking like smoking a cigarette or something. She's like leaning back
She's smoking a joint.
in her Hannah Montana wig backwards because she didn't give a fuck.
Like Effie in Dreamgirls. She's like, put the wigs on backwards. They look better.
Yes. So, do we all agree this is Miley's second best album?
Number one being.
Well, Plastic Hearts, of
Plastic
course.
Hearts.
Yeah.
So true. Also, I'd like to say that she was the queen of features in this era.
Yeah.
Like 23, Feeling Myself.
23.
No, we need to talk about that. Okay. Oh,
I'm sorry to say, but it was a cultural reset. Like, I know that we can use that only so heavily when talking about a white woman singing about her J's on her feet and like very clearly like going for a certain vibe. But like,
Days on my feet.
guys, like,
Oh,
come
so
on, like, in the wolf grays, like it's my house, I'm home.
Where she's got is it the 23 like jersey on? And she's like sitting on the bathroom window.
Like her eyes are in full effect right there.
I like love that. Like,
Ugh.
but what was those 23? And then what was the other one?
Feeling Myself.
Feeling Myself with Will I Am.
Mhm.
That's the one.
So good.
Yes, yes, yes.
Give this club some Miley Cyrus.
Everybody tripping like they Papa Molly.
Up in the club is where you'll find
Find
me.
me.
Shake that shit like an expert.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
So good. High key, I think both of those songs should be on this record.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
They were
Yeah.
supposed to be. 23 was, Tish wanted it to be the lead single.
it should have been. Oh, I feel like that would have changed everything.
It would have.
I think it's on one of the
Mhm.
deluxe albums.
Yeah, it's on the 10th anniversary reissue last year.
Oh, and Miley was featured on that Pharrell song.
Which one?
It's like, come and get it.
Oh,
Come get it, babe.
Yeah, yeah,
Come
yes,
Get It,
yes,
Bae.
yes.
I love that album as well.
Yeah, the one that's in every single commercial ever. It's like that's the number one most commercial song. Number 2 is Renegades by X Ambassadors, and number 3 is Good as Hell by Lizzo.
So true.
Yeah.
Here comes AJ with another bulleted list.
Miley is also in the top 10 for most commercials.
This is the episode of lists.
So I did a little digging,
as a girl does. And I went in and I would try to find out the original like vision for this project. It was originally called Female Rebel. I'm a female rebel.
That's giving Madonna.
Well, yes.
There's like a photo of her working on the album with Sia, Pharrell, and Gwen Stefani all in the same room. And then she has a song with Nicki Minaj on it called Get My Dough.
Yes.
Which Esther Dean later released.
What?
Yeah, and I've only heard it for the first time today. And I was like, wait, this is so good. Nicki would have ate on this.
I forgot about the Nicki stuff.
Oh my God. Is the demo out?
Not the demo, but the Esther Dean song.
Love that demo. I'll have to listen to it.
And then like it would have had all the Pharrell songs because Pharrell was involved in the beginning because he's the one who linked Miley to Diane Martell, who came up with the creative direction for We Can't Stop and the VMA's performance. So like Doctor would have been on it, and like there was a Tyler the Creator collab called I Can't Describe, which Jennifer Hudson later released.
Oh my
The
God.
power.
This could have been all time.
Maybe that's why she hated it afterwards.
Yeah.
Did the Miley and Nicki song, did they ever record it together?
She was in the studio with Nicki Minaj. There's a photo.
Yeah,
of
they
them.
posted a picture.
And this was in 2013. And then 2014, they had that shit at the VMAs.
Yeah, 2015 they had the rift.
Mm.
Yeah.
That is so interesting.
Right? Like they knew each other.
They had history.
Wait, that completely changes that.
The whole reason that happened is because Miley said that if you know Nicki Minaj, you know she's very rude or something along those lines.
And she knew Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, so
Because they've been in the studio together. That's so interesting.
Oh, also, can we talk about that VMA performance? Because I have a quote I just have to share with the class. So we all remember the foam finger in that performance.
of course.
Did you know that the guy who invented the foam finger commented on the performance afterwards? And you just know he'd been waiting like on the line for
Mhm.
someone to call him up for his pop culture opinions.
Oof, very me-coded.
And so he said, I would say that it certainly misrepresented its intent to encourage team support. She took an honorable icon that is seen in sporting venues everywhere and degraded it. Fortunately, the foam finger has been around long enough that it will survive this incident. As for Miley Cyrus, let's hope she can outlive this event and also survive.
Oh
Shut
my
up.
God.
See, I can report that the foam finger will survive.
All right, I'm going to DM the inventor of the foam finger, and I'm going to have him on Main Pod Girl just so we can bitch him out.
You know, Brooke Shields came out too, and Brooke Shields, who played her
Yes.
dead mom, was like, she's a whore. I was like, Brooke!
Yeah.
Miley ended both those flops.
She did.
Brooke Shields and the foam finger.
I was reading a lot of press about the VMAs incident, and everyone was like, yeah, this is a career ender. Like, young me, I remember being on the couch, the same couch I watched Hannah Montana for the first time, and I remember that event happening so vividly
You're gagged.
and being like, I think I need to follow the Billboard charts now. I think I need to, like, I genuinely, like, that was inspired by it. I need to start tracking my own music. Like, that was when I started paying attention.
Let me get this Last FM.
Literally, that awoke so much of, like, what I'm doing now. Like, that it's that incident. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. There's these interviews I was seeing where she's talking to Britney, like in rehearsals before, and she's talking about how she's so inspired by like Britney's VMA performances. Oh my gosh, they're so cute together.
Right?
I feel like Britney's like the only one who could understand the position Miley was in at that time.
That's a good point. I'm so glad they have a song together.
I love.
Yeah. And I'm glad it's good because a lot of people have songs together and they're not good.
Yeah.
Something else that I'll never not find wild about that performance is that Kendrick Lamar, of all people, was there.
Like, Kendrick Lamar was performing with Robin Thicke and Miley Cyrus when she twerked on him. Like, he was on stage.
No, he wasn't.
Truly?
He was.
Was he actually?
Mhm.
That's a Mandela effect.
Me when I lie on Main Pod Girl.
No. They were performing Give It To You, which is Robin Thicke's single after Blurred Lines. Like, he was trying to promote that song.
Nobody gaff.
He was supposed to be in the music video, but he was in Miami.
I hate saying this because everyone on Twitter is like, I hate you. You're lying.
Like, Kendrick, what are you doing here?
Top 10 unknown performances.
Kendrick, he's just mad. He wants to be in the top 10 biggest names, but he'll never get it. Angelina Jolie, Leonardo DiCaprio, they're mad as hell because they will never be Miley.
I think Ellen DeGeneres should be on there.
If I Google, like, Kendrick Lamar VMA's 2013 We Can't Stop, I can't even find a photo of this.
because it never happened.
No. It did happen because when Mila and I recorded the MTV VMAs podcast.
Are you going to say that you've told me this before? Because I swear this is, I've never heard
I brought
this
it up
information.
on that episode.
No way. Where was I? Was I
Something's
present?
going on here. Something sinister
I
is
think
going
Mandela
on.
effect's happening in my life right now.
Wait. I just found a Kendrick quote commenting on the performance.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He said, "It was shocking, very shocking. It didn't get in the way of what I was doing, but I definitely was interested."
He was on stage. What do you mean? It was shocking.
He was so
He was
real.
in rehearsal.
Yeah, he was in rehearsal.
My eyes were closed during rehearsal, so I don't really know.
Miley said that they did rehearse that.
Yeah, Robin Thicke really was just like sold her out on that one.
Yeah, I was about to say
He
that.
really did. He was, oh, I had no idea. Like, I wasn't.
I'm a married man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a married man.
Not for long. But also, wait, hold on. Going back to the names thing before we move on.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, her namesake during this time became a synonym for cocaine and rap music. So, there are a large amount of rap songs that reference Miley Cyrus by name, like first and last name.
Oh.
Lyrics.com claims there are 887 songs that use her name in the lyrics. I made a list of a few notable ones. Hannah Montana by Migos, Timber by Pitbull and Kesha, Somewhere in America by Jay-Z, Miley Cyrus by Mike Posner, Miley Cyrus by French Montana, and other songs by Kendrick Lamar, Playboi Carti, Future, Nicki Minaj, Rick Ross, CeeLo Green, Lil Wayne, Fetty Wap, Wiz Khalifa, Gucci Mane, and there's another one called Coronavirus, in parentheses, Pray for Miley Cyrus.
Stop.
Wait, so they were saying Miley Cyrus and they're referencing cocaine?
Yeah, because it's like they would say something along the lines of like sniffing on like the white
Yeah,
girl.
She's white.
Yes.
All I'm trying to think is like I'm popping Miley. But it's like, that's like all I can think of when you say that. But
I
yeah.
love how she used that line not once but twice in this era too. Because it's in We
yeah.
Can't Stop too.
She said it's so good, I'm going to repeat it.
Oh, and she lied about it in We Can't Stop. She's like, guys, it's just my accent. I'm saying Miley.
Molly.
Yeah.
And then later she was like, oh yeah, I was lying. It was Molly.
That's queen shit.
People just lie like that.
So after Bangerz.
Oh wait, I do have something to say. Is that
So say
something that
it.
I love about something that I love about Miley is like the way that, and I feel this way about a lot of stuff I make too, which is I feel like a kindred spirit with her, is that she hates everything she does immediately after doing it.
Real.
Yes.
Like immediately after doing it,
She
before
immediately
even
doesn't know her.
completing it, and before even completing the task, she's like, "I wish I could be over with this already." She like has so many albums where there's 2 singles, and every album she releases, she's like, "I'm over." Like she'll release one single and be like, "To be completely honest with you, I'm working on the next album already." She does it every time.
She released Bangerz and then said, oh yeah, but I'm actually working on my next.
Yeah.
I'm on a totally different vibe.
Yeah, and she's like, "I've been working with like real instruments, and it's just a whole different vibe."
Mm-hmm.
You literally can't trust anything that she says. She'll be like, "I love this album," and then like a week later, she's like, "I always hated that album. I've never wanted to do that. I was crying my eyes out because I hated that album so much." Like you can't believe like if there's one thing you should know about Miley Cyrus is that her opinion is constantly changing about everything.
Love that.
Yeah.
So we had the Kesha-inspired Bangerz, but then I would argue this next album is also kind of Kesha-inspired. And here's my introduction to this album. The Flaming Lips did an album with Kesha called Lipsha, which Dr. Luke never let her release, and that was why she fell out with Dr. Luke. Here we have Miley Cyrus also falling out with Dr. Luke and making an album with the Flaming Lips, but this time it actually came out because he didn't own her. And this one's Miley Cyrus and her dead pets.
I do not like this album.
I had never listened to it, honestly, before
Wait, really?
this podcast. I feel like, well, there was no promo for it at the time. And so I feel like I remember hearing she was making an album about her dead pets, and I was not with the culture.
Did you watch the 2015 VMAs?
No, because I didn't have cable then. I couldn't watch stuff like that.
That's the night when she hosted. That's the night of Miley What's Good. She did a surprise performance at the end of Do It, starring many drag queens, like a lot of the like RuPaul girls.
Yes, yeah. I saw that, yeah.
And then at the end of the performance, she's like, "My album's on SoundCloud right now."
Like for
and it was free.
That's fierce.
I love.
And I'm pretty sure at the time, I don't know if this has been buried or if it wasn't true at all, so this could totally be misinformation that I'm spreading. But I remember at the time, at least the people made it this way in the press, they were like positioning her releasing this album for free as like a dig at Taylor Swift.
I remember that.
They were fighting.
Because like this was during the era when it was like Taylor Swift was getting mad about her Spotify money. People were like, "Oh, Miley's showing her like, oh, we already make so much money."
Yeah. Miley and Taylor were kind of beefing too.
Yeah.
Because Miley was talking about how she wasn't in the girl squad, but she didn't care that she wasn't in the girl squad.
Yeah.
Was Girl Squad 2015?
Yes.
Yes, because that's also what started the Miley What's Good situation, was because Nicki wasn't nominated for Best Video or Best Choreography for Anaconda.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
She's like, maybe if I had like a bunch of skinny white girls in my video, like it would have been nominated. And then Taylor was like, this isn't like you, Nikki.
Insufferable.
And then Miley did an interview because Miley was hosting. Also, the only reason Miley hosted the VMAs was because the person in charge, his contract was about to end and he knew he wasn't getting rehired. And he was like, I want to say fuck you to MTV and piss them off in any way I can. So he got Miley Cyrus to host.
Let's get Miley.
Well, also, it was just a smart decision for them anyway.
Yeah, and so she does that interview and they ask her about Taylor and Nicki fighting, and that's when she's like, well, Nicki just responded how Nicki does, which, if you know anything about her, like, is not very nice.
And you know who knows something about Nicki Minaj is Taylor Swift. Because she goes, this is not like you, Nicki, which proves that she is the Nicki Minaj expert. She knows how Nicki normally is.
Nicki, this is not like you.
Like, Nicki, look at me. Nicki, look at me. Stop this.
Nicki, this isn't you.
It's me, Nicki. I know you're in there somewhere.
Oh my God.
And how that saga all ended, if I remember correctly, is Taylor Swift showed up randomly at the end of Nicki Minaj's performance of The Night Is Still Young and performed Bad Blood with her, which is kind of ironic to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
And like, Nicki really had a good point, and Miley and Taylor kind of talked over her in that point, and then that point was never addressed, and her consolation prize was Taylor got to perform during her song. Like, I don't really think Nicki won that battle, unfortunately, which is probably understandably why she called out Miley Cyrus, and she was like, Miley, what's good?
So I remember vividly her announcing that this album was out and me rushing to my family computer and going on her SoundCloud, and I could not find it. It didn't come out for 13 minutes after she announced it.
Disaster.
The lies.
You know, like Taylor Swift this year at the Grammys was like, I'm about to go tweet about my album right now. Like, that was kind of what Miley did, where she did the performance, and I'm sure she went and pressed the button herself.
Right.
Like, they should have released it during the performance, and no one was checking on it because all her fans were watching.
That performance, also, there's no good videos of it on YouTube. There is just, they were like testing out a new like 360 movable, whenever YouTube first started letting you do the 360 videos where you can move them around, and they were that's how they posted the performances from that night at the VMAs. And so that's the only video you can watch, is from one like spot in the audience where you could like barely see it, and the audio from it isn't the official like streamed audio, it's like the PA sound from the building. It's so rough, the video you can find.
She was sabotaged.
One from the actual airing of it sounds fine, but the official video that's uploaded on YouTube is like the roughest performance vocally I've ever heard of hers. It's like really bad.
Let me explain my position on this album. So everything that you're saying, I've never heard this. I have never heard about this performance. I've never heard about this SoundCloud drop. I've never heard like anything about this album. Like, I literally know nothing about this album, and I've listened to it a few times, and I can't tell you anything about the album. Like, I can't tell you like a hook. I can't tell you like a memorable quote or lyric. Like, nothing about it to me is standing out. I can't remember anything about it.
The song called Bang Me Box or Scorpion Slab of Butter.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I was obsessed with this album in high school. This was crucial to like my first few times smoking weed, plus this album. Like, that was a match made in heaven. Like, and maybe that's what you need. Maybe you needed to be like a 16-year-old girl smoking weed and listening.
I feel like that's who she made it for.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, because this is a college-age gay girl who has just come out of the closet as pansexual, as non-binary. Obviously, she's going to make an album like this. Like, or it's not really an album. It's like a mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Saying it's a mixtape actually explains a lot.
A lot more raw.
Yeah, it was the first data dump. Like, she started SZA. She did SZA before SZA. She did Taylor before Taylor.
She did Taylor before Taylor.
Yeah, she did Taylor before Taylor. She did Selena before Selena. I think Miley Cyrus has really got it all together.
Well, I mean, she's top 10 most famous people ever. So
most famous names. But
she's not there yet.
We're not at the most famous people ever, but she will be in the top 10. Spoiler alert.
Right. What were the singles from this?
Were there?
There technically weren't any that were sent to radio.
That's probably why.
But there were music. There was a music video for Do It, which she's like eating and spitting up like glitter goo the whole time, which was like what put people off of this album was like during her VMA performance, she had that footage of her in the back like eating like slime and like spitting it out all down her chest and like her chin, and like
yeah, she went a little too far.
Everyone was kind of like, what is happening to Miley Cyrus? Everyone was so freaked out. And then Baby Talk got a music video also.
which was a wild single.
I like that song.
Like of all Lighter was right there. Lighter is actually could have been on Bangerz.
That's my unpopular opinion, is that I like Baby Talk, and I'm like, maybe people don't get it.
No, I like Baby Talk too. I saw her on this tour.
I wish I could have seen that.
It's the last tour she's ever done. She only did 5 shows.
Oh my God.
The Milky Milky Milk tour.
Yeah, the Milky Milky Milk tour, which is the worst song on the album because it's her going Milky Milky Milk. And I'm
that
like, ew.
song, that is the worst song on the album. And it annoys me so much because it sounds so good. If there was no vocals at all in that song, it'd be so good. But the lyrics of that song make me actually like angry. Like when she's like, I'm sucking on your nipples. Like I actually can't. Like
I deleted it on iTunes.
I'm like, you're taking the Mother Nature like nurturing thing too far right now.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But like when you listen to this album, first of all, the Floyd song, the song about her sadly deceased dog, so good. It's like there's skips. There are 100% skips on this album. But I think that the good songs are so good.
Maybe I need to re-listen.
Let me send you my playlist that I made where it's like a shortened version.
The best bits.
Only the creme de la creme.
Mm-hmm.
But like in the right order too.
Baby Talk, I like. Freaky is so good. Bang Me Box is so good. I Forgive You. I think the thing is you have to go into this album with an open mind. You cannot go into this album expecting literally, like, I'm not saying don't expect anything, like have no expectations. I'm just saying,
you
like,
cannot expect sound.
like, just go into it with an open mind is all I have to say.
I know people say like it's for the arts, not the charts, and they say that all the time when like Dua Lipa releases an album and it's like, well, obviously it's for the charts. But like this is one of the few times it felt like an A-lister made art for art's sake, because she was at the peak of her fame, higher peaks than most pop girls normally get to, and she released something that wasn't even eligible to chart on Billboard. Like it literally could not chart because you could not pay for it.
Yeah, and it didn't count towards her record deal.
Yep, and she paid for it all herself.
Yeah.
With the context of this, now I'm standing the album.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I need to listen to it with that context.
And like I see it as a coming out album too. This was around the time that she came out, but this was the album of her coming out. She was talking about being gay on this album too. She has a song called Bang Me Box. But yeah, so that's Dead Petz. Are you taking notes?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm like adding the songs to my fucking Spotify, like the playlist. I was also looking at the absolutely iconic pivot from this album to Younger Now.
Crazy.
That's again her hating everything she's ever done.
I fucking love that album.
So the country swing from Bangerz, I think if she hadn't done such a hard left turn, I don't know if Bangerz would have retroactively gotten so much hate. Because I know it got a lot of hate in the moment, but I think it left an even worse taste in people's mouths that she was like, I think she associated marriage with like safety, whiteness, traditionalism, lack of promiscuity. Like she wasn't showing any skin. Like she was like, oh, I'm just like Hannah Montana all grown up now. And it was kind of like, as much as I love this album, it was kind of like ick to be like, oh.
I think a lot of this was like almost the reverse. Like
I was getting country cosplay.
Yep.
It's like she's very involved in politics at this time. Trump wins the US election. She is on the campaign trail for Hillary Clinton. And she has said that her going country was like a reach across the aisle to communicate with conservatives. But something that I think about Miley is that she's a vibe hopper. I still don't think she like truly knows what her vibe is.
She hopped on the Joanne train.
Yeah. And I remember thinking that at the time. I was like, everyone's doing their like little indie thing now. But like in that 2016 time period she started, that's I think when the backlash really started to amp up against her, because she's wearing the like dreadlocks and stuff, and people are really starting to be like, what are you doing? Hold on, can we all pay attention to Miley Cyrus? What the hell is she doing? And so she was like, oh wait, let me stop. And so she stopped. She's with Liam, she's getting married, she releases this album, and then she finally, this is the first time when she starts to accept like Hannah, when she starts to be like, actually, maybe it wasn't so stupid that I was Hannah Montana. Like, actually, maybe it was kind of cool. But then she's like, but it was really stupid that I did Bangerz and Dead Petz. Like, wasn't that so, like, I regret all of that. I'm so humiliated that I ever did that. And, like, this is, like, what I'm talking about. She always hates everything. Whatever the last thing she did, she's like, oh, I need to distance myself so much from that. I hate it. I can't wait to work on the next thing. Even the thing that she's doing, she's like, I hate this too.
Younger Now, the single, and Malibu, excellent. The other songs on there, I can't really like place them.
I remember I listened to the single of Malibu and I was like, oh, her and Liam are doing good. Like, she seems so happy. And then the rest of the album is just like, we're done
So
for,
sad.
babes.
Yeah.
So sad.
I think this album, like, I wish that they would have gone more in the, like, even the album cover. Like, the album cover is so, like, neon cowboy type thing, like, glittery sequin cowboy. But I feel like in the moment, like, I vividly remember the time when this album was coming out, and I feel like in the moment they were going so much with the, like, grown out roots, Malibu, like, by the beach side, like, I'm so calm and tame now vibe. When if they would have gone more like Rainbow Land, songs like that, where it's very like back to my roots, but in a fun and like sparkly way, I think this album could have been so much more magical and cohesive feeling. Because I feel like a lot of the songs feel like they could be anyone's songs.
Which is ironic because all the lyrics and melodies were written by Miley.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out when Nothing Breaks Like a Heart. Was that 28? When was that?
I think that
That
was
was
like
around this time.
Plastic Hearts, wasn't it?
No, it's saying Nothing Breaks Like a
No, that
Heart was 2018.
Yeah.
This Younger Now was 2017, and then 2019 was the She Is Coming.
I feel like Nothing Breaks Like a Heart's more She's Coming.
This whole
Yeah.
era, like Younger Now, She Is Coming, and Plastic Hearts, it's like the era of lost hits. Like all songs that really should have been hits, but her antics just like got in the way. Like Mother's Daughter should have been a hit. Slide Away
my
should have been a hit.
God.
Nothing Breaks Like a Heart. Midnight Sky. Angels Like You, which is almost at 1 billion streams. On a Roll.
Catitude?
Should we tap into She Is Coming?
Yeah.
Hashtag this cat is in heat. Hashtag let me ride that beat. Like this, like what the fuck? Like it's so random.
Rue saved her on that song. Let's talk about that. Rue carried.
And the fact that she changed the lyrics too. One was like Nicki and Cardi, and one was like Demi and Selena or something like that. And it was like, ooh.
It was like, I love you, Nicki, but I listen to Cardi.
Yeah, I forgot that was still going on.
Yeah, I was like, that's a crazy lyric.
I remember that was drama. I remember where I was.
Yeah, she changed it live when she performed at iHeartRadio.
Yeah, I think she said, I love you, Selena, but I listen to Demi.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's correct.
That's so me, 2017.
Oh, she said, I love you, Christina, but I listen to Britney, too.
Demi Lovato 2017 album, that was me during my masters, and I ran that shit into the ground. She kind of like filled the Miley Selena, because I hadn't really listened to Selena in a while at that period. It's like I fell out of love with Miley for a little bit, and then Demi really took that spot. But then when She Is Coming came out, I like went way back in on Miley, and then when Plastic Hearts came out, it was over for Demi.
Yeah, Plastic Hearts was originally supposed to be She Is Coming. It was like She Is Coming, She Is Everything, She Is Here, and then it's She Is Miley Cyrus was like the full thing. But then she broke up with Liam again, and it derailed her best album again. So, like happened with Bangerz, happened with Plastic Hearts. Because I think it would have been her best album had it not been 6 songs. But then we got Slide Away.
I love Slide Away.
And if she had released it and it had it officially be like She Is Miley Cyrus, it would have technically been her 3rd self-titled album or her 6th if you count Hannah Montana, which again just goes to my thing where she's a really famous name. She's just being Miley, very common quote.
Oh, she's just being Miley?
She's name dropped in rap songs. I guys, I have a good case for this. She had 3 albums out on her own. It's giving Barbra Streisand.
But you're
Oh,
like,
so she's ranking up there.
I think she is actually. Now that I'm thinking, like Barbra Streisand has like 4 albums named after herself.
but you're like, your 10 people that you listed. Where's Michael Jackson? Where's Prince?
Michael Jackson, I thought about Michael Jackson, but like Michael Jackson are 2 basic names.
Yeah, like I know a Michael Jackson.
You couldn't say Michael.
Oh, yes, you could say Michael.
You could say Michael in a music context and everyone knows.
But if I said Miley and with no context, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. But if I said Michael, you'd be like, who?
You might think Michael Myers.
You might think Mike's Mike.
And if you say Poot, everyone knows who you're talking about.
And we all argued he should be a bigger artist.
Wake that up.
Yeah.
We argue Poot should be a bigger artist.
Let's bring it back to Slide Away / She Is Coming. She Is Coming. I love this entire project. I think the features are really interesting and unexpected. I think Mother's Daughter should have been a way bigger hit than it was. And then we jump into Plastic Hearts, which I kind of treat as like one project together, as you said, like it was going to be a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Plastic Hearts is just fucking bonkers. Like, it's so good. Her voice sounds so good.
I think her voice sounds really good because she had that vocal surgery. I think that's what really separates pre She Is Coming and post She Is Coming, is that she had to take some time away to she didn't tour younger now because she was getting surgery, and now she sounds much better. What's everyone's favorite song?
Either What the Fuck Do I Know? Or Prisoner.
I love Prisoner.
Yeah.
When they're like vampire lovers in the music video.
I would say mine is Gimme What I Want.
I feel like it's lame to say Heart of Glass because it's not her song.
Oh, no, that's so valid.
She bodied
it.
Valid.
Yeah, she did.
She did.
At first, I didn't like it because I was like, it's not the point of the song. Like, you're not supposed to belt it. You're supposed, like, the point of it is like the daintiness of it. But then I was like, AJ, get over yourself. When you do a cover, you're supposed to like put your own spin on it so it doesn't sound like karaoke. And she absolutely did. So it took me a second.
I don't think she's necessarily someone with great album covers. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion.
Ooh.
The Plastic Hearts, I'm sorry, I can't. I think it's just doing graphic design. I can't with the free PNG plastic over the album.
No, I love it.
I kind of like it.
It drives me a little bit crazy. But maybe I've been Seinfeld affected. Like, maybe this made it so popular that, like, everyone started doing it in their graphic design, and so now I hate it.
You're a hater.
Mila's Twitter persona is coming out.
Like, I don't know. There's just, it's something about, like, seeing a free asset that you can find on, like, Behance. I'm like, I don't know.
You're like, I don't want this to be attainable.
She should have created her own plastic.
I don't like, no, I don't even like the plastic look on it. I'm like, take the plastic off.
Well, have you seen the one in
You're
color? Like, the one in color doesn't look great either.
You're like, she should have been etched into a piece of wood, and then they should have taken a picture of the piece of wood.
No, they should have carved
and
it
made
into
the
metal.
cover.
Yeah.
They should have carved a statue.
I could wait, a statue of Miley Cyrus? I could see that.
I could see them butchering that.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it looked better than a wax
I could see them
figure.
giving her a crazy looking face.
At least it's not of Beyonce, because just no one was going to be able to recreate Beyonce.
Wait, there's that one Beyonce wax thing that looks like Beyonce.
Oh.
Madame Tussauds went off with that. When Madame Tussauds herself stepped into the lab, she went crazy this time.
I do want to know opinions. Do you guys think that she damaged her voice by the way she sang on this record?
No, I think she got vocal surgery before this record.
Yes, but I think that she has like done irreparable damage to her voice by this tone that she was singing, the like forced, because there is a proper way to make those sounds with your voice. I don't believe that she had the proper technique, and I think that shows, like, when you listen to like her more ballady songs on Endless Summer Vacation, I feel like they don't sound as smooth, and I don't know if it's like an intentional thing anymore, whereas here it was very intentionally like rough, and like it was done that way to get that vibe. And I feel like in some of the new songs I'm like, is she doing that on purpose, or is it she's kind of stuck that way? I think that she overdid the rasp a little bit.
I just always thought it was the smoking catching up to her.
Possibly not.
Well, also when she made Plastic Hearts, she had not toured since
Milky Milk.
Well, yeah, but Milky Milk was only 5.
So since Bangerz, then
she hadn't really toured since Bangerz, and she didn't tour this album either. So I don't think that in the studio, because you're taking a lot more care of your voice in the studio, I don't think in the studio she would have ruptured her voice. So maybe it was the smoking, but it definitely was around this time that her voice completely did change.
I can hear some of that even as early as Younger Now. There's like some songs where like there's something about the tone of her voice and I'm like, this is different, like distinctively different from the way she sounds on Bangerz, like a scratchy, and like it seems like she uses like a different technique for singing in general. I got the gang thinking with this one.
Like, I'm pondering.
Yeah, no, that is interesting. I think this is also coincidentally around the time where people start praising her as a singer, because I think in Bangerz, because of the VMA's performance where she did not sound good, by the way.
Or in Dead Petz, that performance either.
It wasn't supposed to be a vocal performance. It was supposed to be like a shock value, like fun performance. So I think that people's impression of her was that she wasn't a very good singer and she was all shock value, like people who didn't listen to her music. And I think that around Plastic Hearts and around this time that her voice is changing is when people are like, she's really good.
Especially like the Heart of Glass cover, the Zombie cover.
Yep.
She's getting a lot of Gen X support.
They're all like, she needs to sing like this more. She needs to sing like this more.
She owns covers.
I feel like a lot of like Gen X thinks that Miley is an excellent singer. Like she kind of drew in the older crowd with Plastic Hearts.
You won them back.
Top 10 singers for covers. Kelly Clarkson, Miley Cyrus.
Well, yes. And then she doubled down with Flowers. Like Flowers went
Yeah.
ultra mega super viral with the 30 to 50 group.
Wait, before we get to Endless Summer Vacation, we have Ashley O. We have Don't Call Me Angel.
Love. Love, 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 love.
No.
I love that song.
You have my support. I love that song too.
It disappoints me because I want to love it because I love all three of them. But conceptually, first of all, it's such a problem because I feel like no one just calls you Angel in the first place.
I mean, it is like lyrically super confusing.
I think that song sonically is super confusing. It sounds
Yeah,
like they
it's
all
all
three
over the
made
place.
songs and then someone mastered them all into one song. Like it just all around is just crazy.
Lyrically, sonically.
It's so crazy.
I love it though.
Yeah, it just sounds good to me.
That was my first tweet to ever like get so big that someone posted it on Instagram as a meme, was about that song. And then I had a bunch of people tagging me in the comments, like arguing with me about my opinion on that song. Like, actually, this song's so good and you're just a hater. And I was like, okay, guys, calm down.
Was it me?
Yeah.
Okay, but your Twitter is iconic because you're a hater. Like
That's literally the only reason I log on is to hate.
it truly is. You're like, you are not that much of a hater in real life, but it is so funny because I wouldn't get that impression from your Twitter. Your Twitter is like, oh my god, this person's so fucking stupid. Why would you do this?
It's my only outlet. I like don't feel like if I post something positive and no one likes it, I'm like deleting. I'm humiliated. I can't possibly leave this up. How humiliating is this?
Just send it as a text to me. I like positivity.
I mean, just start sending you all my drafts.
Sometimes I'll write a draft and then I'll screenshot it and then I'll delete it because I need to write it down.
I have stuff just saved in my drafts. I have no intention of tweeting.
Yeah, but it's like I just have this thing. I'm like, that stresses me out. Where it's like, even if I write a tweet that and just leave it in the drafts, I'm like, maybe one day, fuck us, Elon Musk's gonna press a button that posts all the drafts.
Someone's gonna hack me and leak my drafts.
Yeah. Should we talk about Flowers?
So let's talk about Flowers.
Let's talk about the guerrilla marketing.
Mega ultra ginormous gargantuan hit.
Genuinely, like, I think there are very few songs post 2013, 2014 that actually are everyone knows the song kind of hits, and Flowers is one of them.
When Flowers comes out and you have her fans posting, oh, breaking, this was actually shot at the house where Liam cheated on her, and breaking, like, she's wearing the same suit here that he was seen wearing on the red carpet. And it's like, obviously people are joking, and like that was like so memed. Everyone was doing that with every small detail. They were doing like the corn plate with that video. And then like you have older, like once you get to see those on Instagram Reels, the comments are like, wow, I had no idea, good for her and taking her power back. I'm like,
yep.
Let's use our brains.
I believe some of these things because I didn't realize that they were jokes. I was like, oh, interesting.
you need the tone indicators.
Yeah.
Well, the music video was directed by Troye Sivan's ex-boyfriend.
Oh.
Yeah. Like the model.
Did you ask him about this?
I saw. Did I ask Troy about this? No. I saw it
When I interviewed Lucy Hale about this?
Yeah. When I interviewed Lucy Hale, I asked her. She told me. But I feel like he deserves more credit because that music video is excellent.
Who, Troy or Troy's ex?
Troy's ex. Troy didn't direct the music video.
Well, Troy deserves more credit too.
For dating him.
Well, yes, but not for the Flowers music video. Oh my god! Actually, him and Flowers. Do you remember that one scandal from 2018 where someone bought him the flowers and then there was a paparazzi papped him putting the flowers in the bin?
Yes, wait, I do remember that.
Anyway, the music video is really good. Miley looks amazing, and I feel like mums loved Miley in the Flowers music video.
Yep.
That's all I have to say.
This is a song for the SUV radio.
It is.
That
it
is so true.
Wake that up.
And like the lack of promotion for like other singles and like everything, just yeah.
They threw everything to the wall for this song.
It's literally Flowers, the album, is this album. It's like Flowers, 99% of the streams, and then 1% everything else.
And I think that turned me off of listening to the album at first because I wasn't super into Flowers. Like, I'm not going to hop in my car and pop on Flowers.
Right.
But when I went and actually listened to, that's another thing, I feel like she misrepresents her albums. And I think this album was like painfully misrepresented because there's really good songs on this album.
She chooses good singles though.
She knows what's gonna hit.
Yeah.
It's just like it never satisfies me, and I'm like, let's think about me though.
Yeah. What about me?
The myth of consent. Like, what about me?
Love River.
River
was
Love
so
Violet
good.
Chemistry, Muddy Feet.
I think Used to Be Young should have been the second single though. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% certain it was made for the album and they just held off from putting it on the album, I think because they wanted it to land once it became a single, because you can't do like post album singles anymore. Like it's really difficult to, like once the music's out there, it's either gonna hit right away or it's not. Like very few songs get levitating status, you know? And so I think that they didn't put it on the album, and then she released it 6 months later, and everyone was like, oh, this is good. And it debuted at number 7, and it had the like follow-up success that River was supposed to have. But everyone was really confused because they were like, oh, now she's just put it on the album as track 4? Like, that's so random. But I think that's how the album was always supposed to be.
I feel like Used to Be Young gives really, even though I could be saying this just because it has young in the title, but it gives me Younger Now.
No, it totally does.
Yeah, it's like Younger Now's sister.
Do we feel like Endless Summer Vacation was the right album for this stage in her career, or do we feel like it was like a misstep?
I think it was the right one.
I thought she was gonna keep going into the rock direction with how well received that was.
Yeah.
But now that I know that she hates everything that she does,
She'll be back. Like, give it one album in between each one. So it's like
Yeah.
she's been away from rock. Now she's going to be like, actually, I loved that.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's her brand to be inconsistent.
Yeah, you know, if you're getting a Miley Cyrus album, that she'll at least never do it again. So you never have to, if you
Yeah.
hated that album, you never have to worry. She'll never do that. She'll never touch that genre again.
She'll say that she hates it too.
And after Younger Now, she was like, I can't believe I did that shit in Younger Now. But also my stuff from Bangerz and Dead Petz was like pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you know how we talked about how she disavowed Bangerz while promoting Younger Now? In 2019, for She Is Coming, she disavowed her comments about Bangerz during the Younger Now thing by commenting on someone's YouTube video. That's so messy.
I saw
It
this.
all comes back to YouTube. Like this,
It all
this
comes
is
back
sponsored
to
by YouTube.
YouTube.
She's so chronically online. I love it.
Yeah.
So great. Like we need her back. But now she does no promo. She's like in the Beyonce, Taylor, Ariana kind of level where she's like, I'm going to put music out and I'm going to do an interview with one person and one person only, and then I'm going to call it a day.
I love a Nepo baby or like someone who is rich, very, very young, just doing whatever they want all the time.
And they're good at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when they're good at it, it works.
Like it's never safe, you know?
Now she's just like singing at the chateau, like a cabaret singer.
She's so talented that like this whole conversation we didn't bring up her like Nepo baby status. Yeah.
Because Billy Ray's the Nepo baby now.
He is. He's the Nepo daddy. Like top 10 pop culture dynasties. Like the Smiths, the Cyruses.
Exactly. Can we talk about the cover? I love it.
So good. I really like this cover too.
Oh, it's iconic.
I'm like, that's me this summer. Like, that's what I look like.
It's endless.
Yeah, it's literally endless.
I think we haven't touched enough upon the fact that it is so crazy that Miley got such a huge resurgence with Flowers in this era. And like this, well, I won't say album, but this song is so big because I remember her debuting this hairstyle on the album cover and at her New Year's Eve special with Dolly Parton, and just feeling so foolish for hoping that this would be an iconic hairstyle for her. I was like, oh, it's never gonna happen because she's not in the mainstream anymore. But this hairstyle is fucking amazing and it should be like her signature hairstyle. And lo and behold, the single took off and everyone knew her with this hairstyle.
I cannot think of Miley Cyrus and hair in the same sentence without thinking of her absolutely amazing Grammys performance this year with her hair. She looked fantastic. She sounded fantastic. She was giving super ultra mega pop star.
She was. I think when people look back at Miley, I actually think they're going to think of this performance.
It was so good.
I think so too. I think it was kind of like, it was an all-time performance. She was like, the look was like Tina Turner inspired, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just feel like it was so, everything about it was excellent. That like the whole performance, how she sounded, how she looked, her little like ad libs in the middle, like it was so fun. She looked relaxed. Just like, I was when I watched it, I was like, yeah, you're a fucking star. Mila's like, actually, I hated it.
No, I was saying that whenever she's like started to cry, but then remembered I just won my first Grammy. Like
that's so cute.
So cute.
That like she knew. She was cooking that up in her head backstage. She was like, yeah. Yeah.
After she's like, yeah, I did that. And then like when she turned around, she like drops the mic and walks like struts off. I'm like, yeah.
She knew.
Oh, so good.
Oh, and then she does like the thing at the end where she goes, "Can love me better, can love," and she like makes it like an actual Tina Turner.
Can love me better, can love me better. I'm like, yeah, you're a talent.
Remembering that is part of the Grammys performance is like remembering that Kendrick Lamar was part of the VMAs performance. It's like, oh yeah, that happened.
I was gonna say my closing remark is love that diva. Anything that she does, I will support her. Like, she could murder someone and I'd be like, yeah, but like she probably had her reasons. I feel like she could smash any genre. Like, I need to see her in a K-pop song. Like, I feel like she could do it all. I need her back on like the big screen acting. Like, we know she has acting chops. She's just like, she's an all-time star.
She is just like forever an A-lister and like
top 10.
Oh, she's top 10.
I also wonder why she hasn't done the Super Bowl. I thought when Usher did the Super Bowl, I thought they were going to do Miley. Like, I was convinced.
You were like, oh, they're letting anyone do this.
No. I mean, Usher, of course, it makes sense. He released an album. But like, I thought like if Miley's ever going to do it, it's going to be this year.
Top 10 people who should do the Super Bowl, though.
She'd definitely do it.
I don't know. I was going to say, like, I feel like they want people to be like legacy acts, but like Britney Spears, I mean, she never did it on her own, but she did it like in early.
Bruno Mars did it 4 years into his career.
I reckon Miley would do it 2026.
Should we do our top fives?
Top 5 moments or top 5?
Top 5 Miley moments?
Mine's all over the place.
Mine is a little all over the place too, but I did come up with a final 5.
I feel like I'm going to hear all yours and then immediately want to steal it.
I'll go first because I'm the host. And speaking of hosting, my number 5 is her bright-minded live streams in COVID. Like when she was in COVID and she was doing the live streams and she was talking to all these celebrities, I actually tuned into those because I thought she was just a really cool person and it was like a really interesting kind of like podcast experience. That's my number 5. Number 4 is the phrase Miley What's Good and that whole VMAs gig, but mostly just the Miley What's Good moment. My number 3 is her charting as Ashley O, making her the person to chart under the most monikers as Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, and Ashley O. I actually think that she should make an Ashley O album just for shits, or at least one more song. I just think that would be so fucking funny. And like imagine if Doctor was released as an Ashley O song. People would like it so much more.
The power of when she wears a wig.
Truly.
It's so unfortunate.
It is actually unfortunate because I remember that she talked about up until Bangerz, basically, she was like, I was not popular as Miley, I was only popular as Hannah, which is wild because for most of the show, she was
like it was
Miley.
her.
My number 2 is the 2024 Grammys performance. My top 2 are just the 2024 Grammys performance and the 2013 VMAs performance. I just think that these are the moments that Miley will be remembered for, her worst vocal performance ever and her best. I don't make the rules.
I realized I kind of had a different bit of a artistic direction with my moments. I also have an honorary mention before I get into it, which is her height difference with Justin Bieber and how they tried to sell us them as like a romantic interest in Justin Bieber's movie when they performed Overboard together on stage and she's like a solid foot taller than him. And she's like holding him by the waist while they sing. Like, it was a crazy vibe. Okay, and so number 5, I have her top knot.
I love that. That.
That's very valid.
I just simply can't imagine my middle school experience if she had never worn that top knot. I really don't know like what my life would have been like had that picture not gone viral. Number 4, I have her dancing on the ice cream truck. This had everyone in the uproar. They were like, she's pole dancing. And this was the first time my dad was like defending Miley Cyrus because he was like, she was trying to get her balance. And I was like, exactly.
It was there for stability. Yeah. That was also the debut of Party in the USA. Isn't that wild?
For Walmart single.
Top 10 best pop songs of this century.
Top 10 best Walmart singles, number 1.
And she did that.
Okay, and then number 3, I have her Tiny Desk concert from home. during COVID.
Yep.
The outfit and the tiny little house. Because I felt like that was something that I like dreamed up, where I was like, if I was a musician, I would do a cool performance where I'm like inside like a dollhouse. And then she did that and I was like, great minds.
That literally happens to me all the time. I'm like, wouldn't it be so cool if someone did this and then it actually becomes a show? And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, fuck you.
I'm like, I came up with it though.
Yeah. It's like,
And I
where's
can
my
prove it.
credit?
Okay. Number 2, The Big Chop, followed by immediately being on Decisions by Borgor. Everyone go stream.
I actually will.
Stream it, skip his verse, please. And then number 1, when she smoked salvia and hallucinated Liam Hemsworth.
She hallucinated Liam Hemsworth?
Was that the 18th birthday video?
Yes, famously in the video, she smokes salvia and then she's like, that's my boyfriend. I see my boyfriend. And she's like going crazy. I remember that. So I remember my local radio station covering that event.
It was national news.
And that's my number 1 Miley moment.
I love that.
All right. Am I up next?
Yes.
All right. So my first one is really nerdy. It's when Miley was hosting SNL during the Bangerz era. She did a parody song of We Can't Stop called We Did Stop the Government.
Yep. It's when the government took an endless summer vacation.
Government shut down.
That was when that was like a big thing that doesn't happen every year.
Yeah.
I really hate to say that I'm pretty sure that's how I like discovered that song initially. I was like, it's kind of a bop though.
I thought you were going to say that's how I discovered that the government stopped.
No.
I discovered we had a government.
Imagine if the government actually just like stopped for good and then you found out through an SNL sketch featuring Miley Cyrus.
They should.
They should.
Well, yes.
I agree with you, girl.
Let's see what happens. Number 4 is the Flowers Grammy performance, as we've established.
Olivia Wilde nod.
Number 3 was Miley's beef with Selena and Demi.
Yes.
That was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is the Blue Eyes picture.
Wait, I love that. I love that you included that on your Miley moments. That's perfect.
Yeah. And then my number 1, I don't know if I can do it, but it's the Hannah Montana transition music.
Oh.
Yeah. And the other was like, whoa.
That's a classic. Everyone forgets about the one that goes,
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone forgets about that one. You guys sleep on that one. Who's the queen of the lip bite? She owned the lip bite.
No, my little sister owned the lip bite. My little sister bit her lip.
Top 10 lip biters. Miley's 2.
Top 10 lip biters. Miley's still second.
So my top 5. Number 5, there's 2 from the 2024 Grammys. First one is Miley walking onto the red carpet and she's like, iPhones? Have you seen that clip? iPhones? With like her Miley voice. I'm obsessed. And I feel like it's so sign of the times vibes as well. Like that's so 2024. Then number 4 is High on Perp with some shades on. Like her like open legged with the 23 jersey on in the bathroom.
Not even holding a basketball, but like
The idea of a basketball.
Because she's high on perp with some shades
But
on.
she's
That's
in
why.
them wolf grays like it's her house.
does Miley Cyrus own a basketball?
Well, yeah, she owns several.
Top 10 basketball
Well,
players.
no one plays basketball in their Jordans.
Number 3 is the backyard session of Jolene.
Iconic bun moment.
458 million views on YouTube. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All because of the bun.
All because of
All
the
because
bun.
of the
Everyone was
bun.
going there to bring it to their hairstylist.
Then number 2 was the Grammys performance from this year. And number 1 is the Blue Eyes. Like it's just so good.
That was a really good one.
Blue Eyes or Poot?
Oh.
Ooh.
With blue eyes?
Oh, but is Blue Eyes doctored or not?
No, I think Blue Eyes is all her, right?
It's all natural.
There's like a little bit of editing in there, I think.
Oh, they like turn up the contrast or something?
Yeah, I think they upped the contrast and like maybe made the blue a little bit more blue.
But Poot is edited, right? I still think Poot.
Yes.
But have you seen Charlie Poot?
Charlie XCX.
Yeah, like Poot XCX.
No.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, I
love
see
when they,
Charlie
like, put
Poot.
together
Oh
in
God.
a-
Charlie Poot.
When was this?
I thought it was going to be about Charlie Puth. That's who I was expecting one call away.
Oh
this whole
no.
No,
Charlie Poot should be a bigger artist.
Charlie Poot. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. This was so much fun. Thank you, Noah, for the theme music. If you're listening to this, please make sure to rate and review us. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. We have so many cool episodes coming up, so I cannot wait. See ya.